welcome to this Power BI tutorial. Whether you're new to Power BI or looking to sharpen your BI skills, this Power BI tutorial is your go-to guide for transforming data into actionable insights. In today's video, we'll walk you through how to turn raw data into stunning visuals and interactive dashboards. Let's get started. So, before we begin, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Do not forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated on the latest tech content from Edureka's YouTube channel. And also check out Edureka's Microsoft Power BI certification training by PwC Academy. Edureka's Power BI certification course by PwC offers 12 certification in business intelligence. It covers concepts such as Power BI Desktop, DAX, service, reports, and more with real-world industry use cases. It prepares you for official PL300 exam, and the link is given in the description box below. So, we will see the agenda needed for today's video. First, we will learn about the Power BI use case. Then, we will also see why choose Power BI. Moving on to what is Power BI, how does Power BI work, then key components of Power BI installation, and hands-on to how to create a Power BI dashboard. Now, before we dive into the topic, I have added a screenshot of the dashboard that we will be creating from the scratch in this tutorial. So stay tuned till the end of the video to learn how to create an interactive dashboard. So let's see the Power BI use case, that is the Airbnb, having the market analysis and real estate sales data. If you're planning a trip and looking for a unique place to stay, the first thing that comes to mind is finding a place that provides more than just a place to sleep. Naturally, you will turn your phone and search for a homestay platform, and Airbnb will be among the top results. Airbnb, an American company, operates an online marketplace that connects travelers with short and long-term stays in homes, apartment, and hotel rooms across multiple countries and regions. Now, what if I told you that this company faces many challenges in market analysis and real estate sales data? Let's see the previous tools the team was using before adapting to Power BI were, firstly, limited collaboration and real-time updates, where Excel, despite being a primary tool for data analysis and reporting, it often left frustrated. Next comes lack of advanced data modeling. It struggled to handle large data sets efficiently, needing more advanced data visualization capabilities and required manual integration of multiple data sources. Moving on to minimal visualization capabilities, where this made the reporting process time-consuming and led to a sense of urgency for a more effective solution. Excel didn't provide the advanced data modeling or interactive dashboard features needed for complex analysis. Managing multiple data sets and creating unified reports was difficult. The limitations of these tools, particularly in handling large data volumes, were performing real-time analysis and generating interactive visualizations, led the team to transition to Power BI. Now, let's see why did they choose Power BI and how did they overcome the challenges. Power BI's data integration and visualization capabilities made it ideal for managing complex data sets in the real estate and Airbnb industries. Data modeling enabled seamless connections between tables such as market analysis and sales properties via unified identifiers, whereas Power Query ensured clean, unified data. Stakeholders could use interactive dashboards and advanced visualization to explore key metrics such as revenue and occupancy in real time, using filters for zip codes and property types. Automated data refreshes and centralized access to multiple sources improved workflows by eliminating manual updates and allowing for faster data-driven decisions. Now, let us see how did they implement the solution. The Power BI dashboard provided a clear, easy-to-use solution by offering the following. Firstly, customizable dashboards. Users can easily explore key data such as rental performance, sales figures, and location details through interactive visuals like charts, graphs, and maps. This made it simpler for stakeholders to make smarter decisions about optimizing property listings, setting the right prices, and also identifying potential investment opportunities. Next comes the predictive analytics. The dashboard's built-in forecasting helped users predict future trends like occupancy rates and revenue. This allowed them to stay ahead of market and make well-informed choices about where and when to invest. Last comes the geospatial analysis. By mapping out the property locations and analyzing demand in different regions, The dashboard gave users a clear view of which area were best for investment or adjusting prices, helping them make decisions based on the geographic insights. Now, let's see the conclusion for this use case. Excel is great for small, simple analysis, but it has limitations when it comes to handling large or complex datasets. It lacks scalability, advanced data visualization options, and automated workflows, which can make managing bigger projects difficult. Power BI, on the other hand, excels in these areas. It can handle vast amounts of data, offer real-time interaction with visuals, and integrate seamlessly with various data sources. For large-scale tasks like analyzing the Airbnb market, Power BI's advanced tools, flexibility, and ability to model and visualize data make it much better choice than Excel. Have you all ever imagined why should one choose Power BI? Power BI provides industries with real-time data visualization and interactive dashboards, allowing for faster and more informed decision-making at all organization levels. Its scalability and low pricing make it accessible to businesses of all sizes. It provides robust analytics and reporting capabilities without the high costs associated with traditional BI solutions. Power BI integrates seamlessly with existing systems and promotes collaboration through shared dashboards and reports. It streamlines workflows and ensures consistent, up-to-date data across teams. Now let's learn what is Power BI. Microsoft created Power BI, or Power Business Intelligence, a platform for data visualization and business intelligence. Its primary goal is to assist users in gathering, analyzing, and visualizing data to access the effectiveness of marketing activities and make decisions about the next steps. This tool allows you to upload raw data from a variety of sources, including CSV files, spreadsheets, databases, cloud services, and apps, and also transform it to interactive reports and dashboards. These reports present data in an understandable format, allowing businesses to deal with complex information. Have you thought, how does Power BI work? Power BI works by enabling users to connect, visualize, and analyze data from various sources in an interactive and user-friendly way. Here's how it operates in 3 key steps. First, data connection and integration. Power BI connects through various data sources like SQL Server, Excel, and cloud services. It allows users to import and connect directly and uses Power Query to automatically integrate and transform the data through ETL, that is, extract, transform, load processes. Next comes the data modeling and visualization. Power BI allows users to create relationships between datasets, build calculations with DAX, and create interactive visualizations like charts, graphs, and maps. Users can customize visuals, drag and drop fields, apply filters, and drill down for deeper analysis. Last comes the sharing and collaboration. Power BI enables the sharing of reports and dashboards via the Power BI service or report server. Users can publish, set permissions, and collaborate with reports accessible across devices like smartphones and tablets for seamless teamwork and decision-making. Now let's see the key components of Power BI. The first key component is the Power Query. Power Query is an important component of Power BI. This can be added to your Excel spreadsheet or used as a component of Power BI desktop. You can use Power Query to delete data from multiple data sources and extract data from a variety of databases, including Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, and others. Next comes the Power Pivot. Power Pivot is a data modeling and calculation tool. It is used to model both simple and complex data. Power Pivot allows you to set or create relationships between tables and calculate values that can be displayed in pivot tables. It gives you a large area to create your design. The next component is the Power View. Power View is the core data visualization component in Power BI. It is an interactive component that connects to data sources and gathers metadata for further analysis. The Power View lists contain a large number of blueprints for visualizations. Power View allows you to filter data for individual visualization components or the entire report. Moving on to the next component, that is the Power Map. Power Map is used to display geospatial data in 3D. When the visualization is rendered in 3D mode, it adds another dimension to it. In Power Map, you can define one attribute as the length of the column in 3D and enable as a heat map view. The data can be highlighted according to the geographical location. Geographical locations include a country, state, city, or street address. Next comes the Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop is a new component of the Power BI package. It is a complete creation tool for Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. It allows you to create advanced queries, models, and reports. With Power BI Desktop, you can easily advance your BI skills and data analytics knowledge. The next component that I'll be telling is Power Q&A. Power BI Q&A is a standard language motor for your data models, question and answers. After assembling and updating your data model on the Power BI website, you or your users can ask questions and receive answers to those questions. There are some shortcuts and hints to help you build your model so that it can answer questions as effectively as possible. Power Q&A integrates with Power View to allow users to ask questions about data visualizations such as number of customers by state and receive answers in the form of map view with numbers represented as bubbles by the Power Q&A. The last component is the Power BI mobile apps. Power BI mobile apps offers 3 mobile operating systems: Android, iOS, and Windows. These applications give an interactive view of reports and dashboards from the Power BI website. You can even share them through your mobile apps. A portion of the reports can be highlighted and a note can be written about it and shared with others. Now let's see how to install Power BI. So moving on to the search bar, let's go to Microsoft Store to install the Power BI. In the search bar, type Power BI Desktop. So you can see the Power BI Desktop app here. So just click on Get. So it takes time to load. Okay, so now as you can see, the Power BI Desktop is installed. So you can click on the button Open. So once you click Open, you can see this on the screen. So towards the left hand side, you can see a blank report. Click on the blank report. So this is how the home screen of your Power BI Desktop looks like. So here you can create your innovative dashboards. So now I will be teaching you all how to import the data in Power BI. So the first step for importing the data in Power BI is, so on the home screen, you can see on your left hand side the Get Data function. So in the Get Data function, you have many common data sources where you can source multiple data from. So it can be from Excel workbook, Power BI semantic models, data flows, data wars, or so many. So we'll be using the data CSV file. So the next step is connect to the data source. So once you're clicking to the data source, you can see, for example, I'll be taking the text and CSV. So once you're clicked on it, you can move to the page called the Navigator. So as you can see on the screen, it'll take you to the page Navigator. Then select the fields from the Navigator and load the data. That will be your fourth step. So now we have already seen how to import the data in Power BI. Now let's see the different views in Power BI. The first view is the report view. The report view allows you to create any number of report pages with visualizations. It also allows you to move visualization around, copy, paste, merge, and so on. The next view is the table view. Table view in Power BI displays data in rows and columns, allowing sorting, filtering, conditional formatting, and detailed analysis. It is also used for reviewing raw data alongside visualizations. Here comes the next view, that is the model view. The model view shows all the tables, columns, and relationships in your model. It is also applicable when your model has complex relationships between many tables. The next view is the DAX view. The DAX view in Power BI is a query language used for custom calculations. It creates measures, calculated columns, and supports time-based functions, allowing dynamic data analysis and transformations. Now, as you are familiar with different views in Power BI, now let's see the query editor in Power BI, which allows you to edit any data in Power BI. And the query editor is also known as the transform data, which is a powerful tool for shaping and transforming data. With Power Query Editor, you can make changes in your data, such as changing a data type, removing columns, or even combining data from multiple sources. Now let's see the types in Transform pane, which comes under the Power Query Editor. So the first Transform pane is the table. It is a data structure with rows and columns for storing and managing data. You can filter and sort tables to prepare data for analysis. Next comes any column, which is a column type in the transform pane, allows for data of any type, providing flexibility for mixed data formats. Next is the text column, which is used to store and manage data consisting of strings such as names, descriptions, or any other alphanumeric data. Next comes the number column, which stores and manages numerical data such as integers and decimals. Then is the date-time column, which stores both date and time information. This column type allows for detailed time-based data management. Last is the script column. It is custom code for advanced data tasks. Now let's see how to create a visual in Power BI. So this screenshot is an example of how I have created a graph using the Power BI. So in the right hand side, you can see a visualization column where you can choose any graph you want to. So in the visualization column, you can see the x-axis and the y-axis for the range for the graph. So this data is taken from the get data, which you can see again in the right hand side. This is how you create the visuals in Power BI. So I'll be teaching you all how to share reports in Power BI. So in the home screen towards your right hand side, you can see an option called Publish. So this Publish is used to share the report to Power BI service only for the licensed users. Next comes a Copilot option. So again towards the right hand side of your home screen, you can see a Copilot option. Copilot in Power BI uses AI for report creation, insights, visualizations, and DAX queries. Now let's learn how to create dashboard of Airbnb in Power BI. And I'm using the data from an open source where you can get the data set, and I will also add the link in the description box as well. Now, go to Get Data on your home screen, which is on the left hand side, then click Text CSV file. I have chose the text CSV file because my data set consists of text and CSV file. Then, all the data will be visible on the screen. By default, it will be shown based on the first 200 rows. But make sure you click on the entire data set. Then wait until the data is loaded. Then click on Load. Then your data will be loaded. I'm using 3 files here, which consist of data, as the first file is already loaded, which you can see on the right hand side below the data. Now, let me get the other 2 files also. Now you can see all 3 files are loaded and they are visible under the data option in the right hand side of the screen. Now let me go to the table view. You can see the columns under each file. In the first file, we have name, host ID, host name, and so on. And in the second file, we have month, zip code, city, and so on. And in the third file, we have URL, price, home type, broker name, and so on. So, I will be giving the dataset links in the description box below. So, I will teach you how to edit data in Power Query Editor. So, as you click on Transform Data, then you can see we have come to a different window, which is a Power Query Editor. So, in this, you can choose Remove, Keep, or even split the column. We can do this under Transform Data. And I will show you an example in the name column. So under name column, right click on it. We can see many options like remove, duplicate, and also we can see the change type. So in the change type, under it, we have many types like decimal number, fixed decimal number, and so on. So you can change them accordingly to your preferences. Now I will duplicate this column and show you. So just click on duplicate. And here the column is duplicated as name copy, which is seen in the green color. You can also click on the red crossed mark on the right hand side under Apply Step to delete the column which is duplicated. This is how transform data is actually used. Okay, now let's get started by creating a dashboard. First, let me choose a graph type. So I have chosen a graph type, that is the bar chart. Under Visualizations, I will add the value in the y-axis, drag the last review from the data, and drop it in the place of y-axis in the visualization column. And below that, we have 4 options, that is year, quarter, month, and day. But I need the graph in month. So let's only add month. And again in the x-axis, let's drag the last review from the data column and drop it in the x-axis. So we have got a graph on the review value based on the count of each month that is seen on the screen. So let's edit this graph. I will go to format your visual. So below that we can see many options like x-axis and y-axis and so on. So I'll click on the y-axis. Below that I have a column called as values. So under that you can see the color. I will change the color into white so that my y-axis is also changed into white. So for same as for the x-axis, below that we have different values so that I will change the color into white in the x-axis too. Now as you can see, my values are not much visible because of the color white, and even my panel is also white. So that I will add a background for the panel now. We should go to format your report page to change the background color. Under that we have canvas background. Click on that. We can find an option called as color. So we can choose the preferable color you want to for the panel actually. Or there is an option here as browse. Click on that and I have downloaded an image. So you can also download any image you want to. I will click on the image and open. Now decrease the transparency percentage. So you can see the background color is changed. Now let me change the background color of the graph. For that, click on graph. Go to format visuals. Below that we have two options, that is visual and general. Then go to general. Then go to option called as FX. Click on that. Then we can see the background color. Choose a color that you want to. You can choose any color which you want, like blue or orange. But I want the background color to be synced with the panel color. So I will just click on white and even increase the transparency. So as you can see that my background color of the chart is changing. I will again increase the transparency to 99% so that it will pair with my panel background color. So now we will add the border for my chart. So we can see an option called as visual border. Click on that. Make sure you on it. You can see that the different color options are there. Choose any color that you need, but I will choose white. Then I will increase the border corner to 9 pixels and also the width to 2 pixels. Now you can see the graph is much visible than before when I give a proper border to it. Again go to visuals and click on y-axis. So below y-axis there is an option called title. I'll off the title because I don't want my months to be displayed on my x-axis also. So I'll remove the title. Same way, we will also do it in the y-axis. Go down, you have a title. Here just off the title. So the title will not be visible. Then go to general. In general, you have an option called as title. Click on that. You can see the title name as count of last review by month. I want to change the title to review by month. So let's change the title to review by month. In this, you can also change your text color. I'll choose my color to white. I will align it in the center and then give bold. So as you can see in the graph, I have grid lines. So to remove this, I will go to visuals, go to grid lines. I will off the grid lines so that I will not be having any grid lines on my graph. So now my review by month graph is created. Let's align the graph. So in case you want to duplicate this graph, you can just do Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V, just copy and paste it. This is just for you all to know it. I am not going to duplicate any of my graph. It's not necessary for me anyways. So let's remove it. Now let's create a new graph. So now to create another chart, let's go to visualizations. In that, let's choose a chart as column chart. Click on it. So you can see a column chart is displayed on the screen. So now for the values, for the x-axis, let's drag it from the data, that is the neighborhood. And then for the y-axis, let's take the name from the data and then drag and drop it in the y-axis. So as you can see, the graph is created. So as you can see in my graph, there's a lot of neighborhood values here. So I want to lessen down the neighborhood values. So for that, I need to add filters. So go to filters in the right hand side. Then you can see neighborhood is. So click on neighborhood, filter type. In that you can see the last one, the top n. Click on top n. N considers that number of values you want to add. So for that I'll be giving as 5. So then by values, you should take it from your data, drag it and drop it. So it will be showing as first neighborhood. So that means it will take your first 5 neighborhood values. So then apply filter. So as you can see that my graph is illustrating first 5 neighborhood values. So now I need to change the background color of my neighborhood chart. So for that, I'll be going to my previous chart, that is the review by month chart. Choose the background color of it. Go to Format Painter in the left-hand side of the home. Then click on the neighborhood chart. So you can see that both charts have the same color. So now I need to change the column color as well. So let's go to Visuals. In that, Columns. So let the categories be all, because I need to change all the column colors, not only individual or each. So for that, go to Colors. Choose any color you want to. I'll be choosing pink. So you can see that the column colors have been changed. So now even let me change the title name. So for that, let me go to General again under Visualizations. Then go to Title. In the text, change the title name. So I'll be giving the title as Total Booking by Neighborhood. So I've changed the title name as well. So now we have finished the total booking by neighbor graph. Let's align the graph. Okay. So once it's aligned, let's move to the new graph by taking the chart from Visualizations, that is the area chart. So by choosing area chart, we need to obviously add the values. So let's take the values for the x-axis from data. That is the broker name in the x-axis. Moving down, you can see the broker name. So in the y-axis, let's take count of country. Okay, so now you can see that the chart is created. So as you can see, the chart is created and the chart depicts about the brokers in each country. Now let's change the background color and make it into the previous color itself. I'm choosing the previous color of the graph. Then go to Format Painter. Then select it in the brokers in each country graph. Click on it. So you can see that my new chart is also has the same color of the previous chart. So now I want to change the color of the area chart. So to change the color, we will go to Visuals and you can see lines under it. And in lines, we have color. So in the color, you can choose any preferable color you want to. So I'll be choosing a color which I want. And you can see that my area chart color is changed. Next, let's change the title name. So for the title name, same as before, let's go to General, Title. I'll change the title name into Brokers in Each Country. So let's type Brokers in Each Country. So we can see that our title name is changed into Brokers in Each Country. Now you know how to create an area chart. So we've aligned it as well. So let's create a next graph, that is the home type. So for home type, I'll be taking the pie chart. So let's add the values for it. So in this, instead of writing X and Y values, we have legend and values. So in legend, I'll be choosing the SGAPT. So let me tell you guys what is SGAPT. So for that, let's go to table view. That's in your left hand side. So let's search for the SGAPT value in the table view. So for that, let's scroll down and search for SGAPT. Okay, here is the SGAPT. So clicking on that, you can see that the column of SGAPT is seen. So all the values in this consist of that whichever houses have been sold and even which houses have been under construction as well. So I hope you have known what is SGAPT. So now moving on to values, let's drag from data. That is the count of home type. So home type will be the values. Okay, so as you can see that the pie chart is created by our values. Now let's change the background. So let's keep it as a previous graph itself. So let's go to Format Painter, selecting from a previous graph, then click onto our pie chart. So you can see that our pie chart background is also changed. So now let's change the title. So for that, let's go to General, go to Title, change the title name. So let's change the title into Home Type. So as you can see, our graph is named as Home Type now. So as you know, the graph is created, but the values in this is not visible. So for that, let's go to Visuals, Slices, and let's change the color of the graph. You can choose any color you want to. Then let's change the value to percentage. Going to Detail Labels. As you can see that my value first is data value and percentage. I don't want the data value. It should only be in percentage. So I'm clicking on Category and Percentage off. Then changing the color of the percentage as well. So now you can see that my color of the percentage is also changed, and even the graph color. So you can see that in the home type, there are some, in right hand side of the home type graph, there is some values. So I don't want those values to be on my graph. So to off that, let's go to Legend and Visuals and off. So now you can see that those values are disappeared. So as we have aligned the home type graph, let's create another graph that is by clustered bar chart. So let's add the values as well. So on the y-axis, let's add the host name by dragging from the data. Same way for the x-axis. So let's drag the sum of host ID from data and drop it in the x-axis. Now let's change the background color, taking from the previous chart, Format Painter, and then click it onto your new chart. So you can see that the background has changed. Let's align it. So now let's change the color of the bars. For that, go to Visuals, under Bars, change the color. So I'll be choosing yellow. Now let's also change the title. Go to General, Title. Let's give as host name by host ID. So let me show you how to even add filters. So let's go to Filters, Host Name. So basic filters. Let's give top n. So n considers as the number of values, how much ever you want to. So I'll be giving 6. So let's drag the host name from the data. So it will be showing the first 6 values. So let's apply the filters. So you can see that my bar consists of first 6 values of the host name. Now let's align these graphs. So as we can see that the graphs have been aligned, let's create another graph. So in Visualizations, let's select Table. So under Table, let's see the values. So we only have one value, that is columns. So let's not choose this graph. So let's consider matrix as a graph now. So let's also see the values for it. So we have rows, columns, and also values. So anytime you choose any graph, there should be more than one value. So for rows, let's select the broker name, drag it from the data column. So for the columns, let's take the value of status text from the data column. And then for the values, let's take the sum of price from the data column. So as you can see, our graph is created. So now to change the style of the graph, let's go to Visual, go to Layout and Style Presence. So under Style, it is in default. So let's choose None. So we have many other styles like bold header, minimal, and so on. So you can choose whichever preferable style you want to. So I'll be choosing None as a style. So you can see that the background is fully in white. Now let's change the color of the value. So moving to values, the text color. So let's change the text color into white and also the alternative text color into white. So now you can see that the text is not visible. So we need to obviously change the background color now. So go to General, FX. So let's push the transparency into 89%. So you can see that the text is visible now. So as you can see in the graph, we can't see the color of the headers in the column and in the row as well. So let's change the color so that it's visible. So for that, let's go to Visual, go to Column Headers and change the color of the text. And I'll change it into white. Same as, let's go to Row Headers, change the color of the text to white. So you can see that the text is visible. Now, let's also change the color of the text in the column total. So in the search bar, let's type text color, scroll down. Make sure that you're changing in the column grand total and in the row grand total. So let's change the text color to white in the column grand total and in the row grand total as well. So you can see that all the values are visible. Now also let's change the font size of the row and the column headers. So let's go to column headers and change the font of the text, same as in the row header. So the row header, let's go to font and change the text. So as you can see that the changes have been seen in the graph. So as our matrix graph is created by giving the broker name and how many houses have been for sale and how many houses are under construction and the total as well. So now let's align all the graphs. So we have aligned all the other graphs. Now let's create a new graph by adding a slicer chart. Okay, by clicking on slicer, we have the values in field. So there's only one value. So let's choose it from the data column, that is neighborhood group. So I want my graph to be in drop-down position. That is, the style of the graph should be in drop-down position. So for that, I will go to Visual, Slicer Settings, then choose the drop-down option. So as you can see that my graph is in the drop-down style now. So let's also change the background of the graph. For that, as previously done, choose any of the background from any of the graph which you have previously done. Format Painter, click on the present graph. So you can see that the background is already changed. Now, you can also see that the text is not visible. So we have to change the color of the text. So for that, let's go to Slice Header in Visual, change the font color. So let me make it into white. So now my graph text is visible. So by clicking on the drop down, you can choose any values you want to. That is why we have choose the style as drop down. So now to create another graph, I will be just copying and pasting the same graph. So let's copy and paste. So just that I'll be needing to change the value of the graph. So in place of neighborhood group, I'll be changing it to room type. So another graph is also created. That is how you duplicate from another graph. So now let's align this graph properly. As you've aligned all the other graphs, let's create a new graph by adding the card chart. So we have the value of fields. So let's add the value from the data column. That is the room listing. So the value of field is added as room listing. So now let's change the background of the graph as previously done by Format Painter. Click on it and you can see that the background is changed. So now let's change the color of the text. Go to Visuals, call out value, change the color. So let's make it into white. So text color is also changed. Now go to Generals, Title. Let's on the title so that we can change the title. Now let's give the title for it as room listing. Row listing. So now the graph is created. Let's align the graph. Finally, we have created the dashboard. Now to make it visually appealing, I will add the logo to it. So I will show you how to insert the logo. Go to Insert, move to Images, select the image that you have downloaded, open, align the logo accordingly. As we have taken the data set of Airbnb, we are adding this logo. Finally, let's give the name for the dashboard. So, for giving the name, let's choose the text box, write the text into it. I will be naming it as Airbnb Data Dashboard. Let's also increase the font and make it bold. Let's align it to center, then align the text box as well. So now let's change the text color and also the background color by using the Format Painter. Now the text box is created. I hope you understood how to create an interactive dashboard in Power BI Desktop from scratch. We have come to an end of this Power BI tutorial video. If you enjoyed it, please be kind enough to like it. And you can comment on any doubts and queries. We will reply to them as soon as possible. Do look up for more videos and playlists and subscribe to Edureka's YouTube channel to learn more. Thank you for watching and happy learning.